Welcome to Biosyn's Jurassic World. I will be your tour guide today. If you would please follow me this way, we can go and visit our first exhibit, the park's Botanical Gardens, which is also home to our Pyroraptor specimens. Now, this island was purchased by Biosyn in 1998, and they have been hard at work since then to create the theme park you see before you today. Directly ahead is our Botanical Gardens, featuring a wide range of both modern and prehistoric vegetation. And we'll see if we can see the Pyroraptors today. Yes, there we see one of the female Pyroraptors running through. We have 3 females in this enclosure and 1 male who acts quite like a rooster would, protecting his hens in a hen house. Fortunately, we can't see the male today. Oh, wait, I think I saw him run past there in the distance. No, that's one of our ranger teams right there. Well, we did see 1 Pyroraptor at least. Next up, we can head down this pathway here. And down and around the corner here, past some of the excellent facilities we have available to our guests. Various restaurants and shops, and our luxury hotels. Around this corner, we can get to the end of the Cretaceous Cruise exhibit, which is a river that spans the park. This segment of the Cretaceous Cruise exhibits the park's Baryonyx pack. There are 5 unique individuals who live at the lake at the end of the river here. With luck, yes, we could see one right there, down near the lake shore. Another one over there in the distance. Fortunately, they're a little bit far away. We could see one sleeping on the back slope there on the other side. And another friend coming over to say hello. If we head back in this direction, we can approach the park's Lagoon section. The whole main area of the park is built around the lagoon, which houses our only aquatic reptiles. In the distance there, you could see the viewing galleries for the Lagoon show. Currently, the lagoon contains 4 Plesiosaurs. Above us, you can see the park's monorail system for quick transit around the island. We can check that out later. And directly ahead, we have our expedition center, which is how we go out and retrieve fossils from across the world to bring new species to Jurassic World. Right. Let's see if we could see anything here. Nothing seen from above, but we can lower down and take a look under the water. Yeah, unfortunately, the plesiosaurs require quite a large environment in order to reduce stress on the animals, which can mean... Oh, there's one now, which can mean they're hard to see sometimes. But there we go. There's one of our plesiosaurs, majestically swimming through the water.
This lagoon is home to the prehistoric life of the seas.
If we continue along this way, we can go and check out the zipline rides. You can see them there in the distance. The zipline exhibit houses 2 of the park's feathery denizens, the solitary Therizinosaurus and our pack of Oviraptors. Now, our Oviraptors are pretty small little fellows, so you might struggle to see them when we're on the zipline. But you can also approach the fence for a closer look. There you can see the Therizinosaurus already. Yes, the Oviraptors are difficult to notice. Let's see what we can see from up top. Yeah, you see one there running off, and there's the Therizinosaurus directly below us. She is generally an aggressive specimen, but she doesn't mind the smaller creatures that she shares her enclosure with. They're just a little too small to attract her attention. Directly ahead we have our gyrosphere, next to another one of our fine hotels. The gyrosphere allows you to travel around the park and get a close-up view of a few of our specimens. The first section of the gyrosphere here goes through our herbivore exhibit, which houses, yes, there you can see it houses our Brachiosaurus specimens. We have 3 Brachiosaurus in the park. It also houses our herd of Nasutoceratops and half of the park's Parasaurolophus specimens, who are also present in the Cretaceous cruise as well. There in the distance, you can see one of our viewing towers.
This causes its back to incline and gives it an appearance that vaguely resembles the giraffe.
A very majestic creature. Now the gyrosphere connects back up to the main section of the park on the other side. You can ride it from either direction. There we can see another Brachiosaurus and one directly ahead. Don't see any Nasutoceratops quite yet, but that's okay. Please feel free to come back later and ride the other section of the gyrosphere. You'll have more opportunity there to see some of our herbivores.
Broad jaws and conical chisel-like teeth to crop large quantities of plant material. Its jaws are actually surprisingly weak, and its movements
We'll have to wait for her to move. She doesn't move for many people, but I'm sure she'll eventually get full. Now these sauropods, unfortunately, they eat quite a lot throughout the day, so it might take a moment, but we can try and look around, see if we can find any other dinosaurs around here. Okay. She's moving a little bit. She might be on her way soon. Yeah, there she goes. Alright, thank you for moving. I appreciate it.
This causes its back to incline and gives it an appearance that vaguely resembles the giraffe.
The gyrospheres feature automated voiceover, informing you of the species that are nearby. Quite educational. This second gyrosphere section houses the park's Dilophosaurus. These are poisonous species that can spit their venom at the prey, blinding them. Don't worry though, the gyrosphere is completely impervious to their poison. There's one now, peeking its head out of the grass. The park houses 7 Dilophosaurs, a mixture of males and females.
Dilophosaurs are best known for their variegated neck frills, which fan outwards in a mesmerizing display of color as they prepare to attack.
With luck, we'll see that behavior on display today. The males have much more vibrant frills than the females do. Generally true for the dinosaurs in the park. The males exhibit a wider range of color and a mechanism to attract mates.
If an animal begins to exhibit signs of terror,
Well, moving on, we can go and check out the Giganotosaurus Kingdom, one of the star attractions of Jurassic World, and the largest carnivore in the park. There she is. We have a single Giganotosaurus. She controls this area by herself. We head this way, actually. We can get to the Main Street section of the park, where our massive innovation center, that pyramidal structure you can see in the distance, lies. Main Street ends at the Lagoon on one side and the Innovation Center at the other side. Yes, if we look to the south there, you can see the border of the lagoon past our fountain. And up this way is the Innovation Center itself, behind our Spinosaurus skeleton that we have on display. Now, unfortunately, we're unable to find DNA for this creature, but we have this lovely fossil specimen that we can display here. If we head around this way, we could check out a few of our smaller exhibits. First here, you can see this concrete structure that is our Dimetrodon arena, where the Dimetrodons occasionally frolic and fight for dominance. Right now, they seem to be having a bit of a lazy day across the little lake that they have in here. We have 3 male Dimetrodons that will often fight for the rights to mate with the 4th Dimetrodon, our solitary female. Perhaps not an ideal arrangement, but it does lead to some dramatic shows on occasion. We continue down this way, we find our petting zoo with our Moros specimens. They are small tyrannosaurids, but they're quite docile. We have invisible fences to make sure that the Moros don't leave the area, but visitors are welcome to cross the fences and interact with them directly. Ah, here's one now. One of our Moros. This one is a male, you can tell by the reddish coloring. We have 6 Moroses. This one's a female, who lacks the colored feathers that differentiate the males. We do ask the visitors not pick up the Moros, but you can pet them and feed them by hand if you desire. Moving on with our tour. We can go past the Innovation Center and check out some of our viewing stands spread throughout the park. Oh, I apologize. I forgot about our truck tour. Yes, our truck tour over here. This is Gallimimus Valley. You can see it spanning down in that direction with the mountain ridge in the back. The Gallimimus Valley is home to 4 species, not just the Gallimimus that it is named for, which you can see there in the distance, but it is also home to the park's Corythosaurus, Kentrosaurus, and Iguanodon specimens. I've got ourselves a VIP tour here. We can go a little bit faster than the usual tour. The park contains, or the Gallimimus Valley, that is, contains a few forested sections, but is primarily a more open plain, which we can see right up here, which is the preferred environment of the Gallimimus and our other denizens of this section of the park. Here, we have another Gallimimus sleeping. With luck, we'll see our other friends. Yes, I could see them there in the distance. Let us take a closer look. This is one of the park's, or one of the 2 watering holes in this section of the park, which is frequented by all of the species quite frequently. If we go off-road a little bit, we can approach one of our park's Iguanodons up here. A majestic specimen, one of my favorite species in the park. You can see its thumb spikes there. Over here we have a few of our Kentrosaurus specimens. The redder ones are the males, and the grayer ones are the female. This one here being one of the bucks. The sexual dimorphism in the Gallimimuses is much more subtle. It's down to the striping. Whereas the Iguanodons have spotted and stripe patterns depending on which sex you're looking at. She appears to be a little startled. There's a Corythosaurus. I believe that one was a female with a much more muted head crest. The males have red on their head crest. Yeah, this one here is a male, as you can see. Do not be startled. The vehicles are quite sturdy, even though they're occasionally knocked around by the dinosaurs. They suffer no permanent damage. You are perfectly safe here in Biosyn's Jurassic World. Ignore that ominous rattling. That is, I assure you, that is perfectly normal. Alright, and if we head down this way, we can tour the Cretaceous cruise, sail up the park's river with its own unique assortment of herbivorous dinosaurs. Directly ahead of us again is the lake at the end of the Cretaceous cruise where the Baryonyx pack is housed. And directly ahead, past the monorail, you can see the park's hydroelectric facility, which can be toured and can be entered to access the park's Hyperloop network, which connects to the various viewing towers spread throughout the park. You can see one there in the back of the Baryonyx exhibit right now. We will check out a few of those at the end of the park tour. If we go around the edge of the building here, we can get to our waiting boats. They're completely invisible. There we go. We're on a boat now. Here we can see some of the park's Parasaurolophus specimens. There are 3 unique variants of the Parasaurolophus in the park. This specimen is specific to the Cretaceous cruise with its blue striping. Our geneticists are not quite sure what separates the 3. We believe they might just be subspecies, slightly different variants of Parasaurolophus out throughout time, possibly. And here we have one of our 4 Stegosauruses. She might be eating, I think. Continuing along the river. The Cretaceous cruise has a variety of extinct plants that are to the liking of the species contained within, as well as a couple of quite densely forested sections, providing our dinosaurs shade from the harsh daytime sun. There should be one more species. Yes, here she is, the park's massive Dreadnoughtus. Quite a beautiful and impressive specimen. We only have one of those in the park currently, but she is impressive. A Titanosaur from South America. There's another one of the Stegosaurs wading through the river. And you can see above there another one of the viewing stands that can be accessed by the Hyperloop. And if we leave our boats here, we can go off land a little bit and approach the park's aviary, where you can see just there the park's Quetzalcoatlus. We also have 3 Pteranodons contained within. If you join me, we can sneak through here and into the viewing tower in the middle of the aviary. Ah, yes, there you can see that one of our Pteranodons. And over there are massive Quetzalcoatlus. The Pteranodons and the Quetzalcoatlus get along pretty well. Occasionally, if the Quetzalcoatlus is having a particularly bad day, she might take it out on one of the smaller brethren, but I assure you there are no lasting injuries. We would never allow the creatures in Jurassic World to come to harm. Continuing through the Hyperloop, we then come to another one of our viewing galleries in the Triceratops territory. This densely forested exhibit houses not just Triceratops, but also the park's Lystrosaurus specimens. However, it is a very densely foliaged habitat, so it can be difficult to find the specimens. But I assure you, they are present. Many of the guests like to come here to relax. It's a very peaceful spot in the park. Alright, and the monorail's pulling up. If you join me, we can view some sections of the park from above. Alright, the monorail first. Let's snake around the edge of the ridge here that separates the Gallimimus Valley from the river. You can see Gallimimus Valley there. And all the wide-ranging amount of species contained within the plains. As we move forward, we cross over to Triceratops territory. There's the viewing stand where we were at before. Ahead of us is the lake, a good spot to spy. Yes, you can see there our Triceratops specimens approaching the lakefront. There should be one more hidden in the trees somewhere. With luck, we'll spy a Lystrosaurus, but they are quite difficult to see. Yes, I don't see one, unfortunately. After continuing through the undeveloped jungle for a little bit in this direction, we can reach Jurassic Valley again, but from above. If you look down there, you can see the Brachiosaurus specimens and what's more. You can see Nasutoceratops there along the path. More Nasutoceratops there in the back. Below us are the Parasaurs, the second Parasaurolophus herd in the park. With luck, somewhere we can see, yes, Lonesome George, our solitary male Ankylosaurus, lying down for a midday nap. And this brings us back to the secondary section of the park. Alright, thank you for joining me on this tour. I can show you to the exit.